The Pro Max model of Apple's flagship iPhone is typically the first to receive significant redesigns and enhancements. However, recent insights suggest that Apple's anticipated metalens technology, which promises to substantially reduce the size of the dynamic island, may be implemented across all four variants of the iPhone 17. This forecast comes from Jeff Pu, an analyst at GF Securities, who recently revised his expectations in a research note reported by 9to5Mac. Initially, Pu indicated that only the iPhone 17 Pro Max would benefit from this design update. However, he has since revised his assessment, now believing that all four iPhone models will incorporate metalens technology. For those unfamiliar, metalenses are innovative flat lenses that utilize metasurfaces to focus light onto the image sensor. This represents a significant advancement over the traditional curved lenses commonly found in smartphones. Reports indicate that Apple intends to implement a metalens for Face ID, integrating the transmitter and receiver components to reduce overall size and thickness. This innovation could lead to a corresponding reduction in the size of the dynamic island, a modification that iPhone users have eagerly anticipated since the introduction of Apple's front-facing camera. The dynamic island, which houses Face ID sensors and the front camera while also displaying live activities, was first introduced with the iPhone 14 Pro and has maintained a consistent size since then. While there are speculations that Apple may eventually relocate Face ID behind the display entirely, such a development is not expected until at least the iPhone 18. It is essential to emphasize that these developments are currently theoretical. Industry analyst Ming-Chi Kuo has predicted that the size of the dynamic island feature will remain unchanged in Apple's upcoming iPhone series. Both Kuo and other experts have established a strong track record of providing reliable insights into Apple's product strategies, so we will need to monitor which predictions ultimately come to fruition. Concrete details regarding the new iPhone will not be available until Apple's official launch event, which is anticipated to occur in September, following the company's historical timeline. In the meantime, we encourage you to explore the latest news and forecasts on our dedicated Apple website. Additionally, Apple is expected to announce a rebranding of its operating systems at this year's Worldwide Developers Conference in June. However, industry insider Mark Gurman, in his newsletter Power On, argues that it is highly unlikely the company will name the next iPhone the iPhone 17. While the iPhone 17 is expected to be unveiled later this year, it seems improbable that it will be marketed as the iPhone 26. Samsung previously made a similar leap with its Galaxy series, jumping directly to the Galaxy S20 in 2020. Gurman suggests that consumers are well acquainted with Apple's naming conventions, and such a sudden change could be disconcerting. Furthermore, Apple may prefer to avoid associating its phone names with specific years, as this could render earlier models appear even more outdated. This psychological aspect of branding is critical and warrants careful consideration. The recent renaming of Apple's operating systems is part of a broader rebranding strategy designed to create a more cohesive experience across its diverse platforms within the Apple ecosystem. If speculation proves accurate, the new operating systems will draw inspiration from Vision OS, which was developed for the Apple Vision Pro. In a significant move towards sustainability, the iPhone 17 Pro Max has achieved a remarkable 67% reduction in its carbon footprint by transitioning from titanium to aluminum. Apple prioritizes environmental responsibility in its manufacturing processes. The company has successfully shifted from utilizing 2 generations of high-quality titanium to aluminum for the production of the iPhone 17 Pro Max. This strategic decision not only enhances performance, but also significantly mitigates environmental impact, marking a pivotal moment in the evolution of next-generation smartphone manufacturing. As part of its commitment to achieving carbon neutrality by 2030, Apple recognizes that the environmental benefits of this transition outweigh any potential performance trade-offs. According to materials science data, this shift to aluminum has resulted in a substantial 67% reduction in carbon emissions. While titanium is known for its strength, boasting a strength-to-weight ratio of 6:1 compared to aluminum's 4:1 aluminum offers superior recyclability. Furthermore, Aluminum's thermal conductivity of 237 far exceeds that of glass, which measures only 0.6. This property allows aluminum to function effectively as a natural heat sink in the upper portion of the device, where the camera and CPU generate the most heat. Apple aims to ensure that the iPhone 17 Pro Max maintains optimal performance over time. To achieve this, the company is incorporating metal frames to enhance cooling efficiency, a critical feature for Pro models, especially during demanding tasks. There are discussions suggesting that the iPhone 17 Air may still incorporate some titanium elements to appeal to high-end consumers, while the iPhone 17 Pro Max is positioned as a testament to Apple's commitment to environmental stewardship. Additionally, the use of the firm's transition from titanium to aluminum is poised to inspire stakeholders to embrace sustainable resources. However, this shift may not significantly impact Android manufacturers, who have been utilizing recycled aluminum alloys in conjunction with hybrid material designs for the past 18 months. The design philosophy behind the iPhone 17 Pro Max indicates that Apple is prioritizing long-term sustainability over short-term performance enhancements. This increased emphasis on aluminum, coupled with improved heat management, positions the device as a forward-thinking investment rather than just another annual refresh. True innovation stems not from the use of rare materials, but from the intelligent application of established technologies to optimize both environmental and performance outcomes. For those seeking substantial upgrades, the standard iPhone 17 model may fall short of expectations. Analyst Jeff Pugh recently shared insights regarding the iPhone 17 in a research report from GS Securities. According to Pugh, the standard iPhone 17 will feature the same i18 chip as its predecessor, the iPhone 16. This chip will continue to be manufactured using TSMC 3nm process. Additionally, Pugh noted that the iPhone 17 will come equipped with 8 GB of RAM, identical to the iPhone 16. In contrast, the iPhone 17 Pro variants are expected to be powered by A19 Pro CPUs, while the highly anticipated ultra-slim iPhone 17 Air is rumored to include an A19 CPU as well. If these reports are accurate, it represents a surprising decision by Apple, which appeared to have concluded its practice of differentiating CPU generations among its devices, as the entire iPhone 16 series utilized the A18 chip, including the more budget-friendly iPhone 16e released earlier this spring. While it is important to acknowledge the advancements brought by the new A18 CPU and the integration of Apple Intelligence, the iPhone 16 is sufficiently equipped to meet the needs of many users. Apple appears to be strategically positioning this model to encourage customers to consider the higher-end Pro variants. The iPhone 17 is anticipated to be a modest upgrade over the iPhone 16, lacking any significant design changes, despite the expected redesigns for the Pro models. It may feature a faster 120Hz display and a 24-megapixel front camera, both of which would be improvements over the iPhone 16's 60Hz display. However, these enhancements may not be enough to distinguish it significantly from its predecessor. There are conflicting reports regarding the display size. Display analyst Ross Young suggests that the iPhone 17 will have a 6.3-inch screen, an increase from the 6.1-inch display of the iPhone 16, while other sources, including analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, maintain that the size will remain unchanged. In a notable development, Kuo also indicated in April that both the iPhone 17 Air and Pro models are expected to feature 12 GB of RAM, a much-anticipated upgrade for Apple devices. As Apple plans to establish the iPhone E-line as an annual release, one must consider the implications of a lackluster iPhone 17 on the more affordable iPhone models. If the basic iPhone offers only marginal improvements over the iPhone 16e, which itself is not a significant downgrade from the iPhone 16, consumers may question the value proposition, especially given the anticipated price increase. Apple is expected to unveil the iPhone 17 lineup in September, adhering to its traditional fall schedule for new smartphone releases. While we do not anticipate any significant changes to the display of the iPhone 17 Pro Max, there may be some noteworthy developments in future iterations. One source suggests that the upcoming model could feature a smaller dynamic island, facilitated by the introduction of new, slimmer components. Notably, Leica Digital Chat Station has advocated for this design modification, proposing the integration of a metalens design for Face ID functionality. Apple's A-series CPUs are recognized as some of the most advanced mobile chips available, with each generation consistently delivering significant performance improvements over its predecessor. We expect this trend to continue with the anticipated A19 Pro chipset, which is expected to debut in the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max later this year. There had been speculation regarding a potential transition to 2-nanometer technology, which would make the A19 Pro even smaller than the current 3-nanometer A18 Pro. However, it appears that such a shift is unlikely to occur until the release of the iPhone 18 at the earliest. As a result, we can expect to see 3-nanometer devices in the market until at least 2026, and possibly longer, depending on the progress of research and development. Instead, the A19 series chips are now projected to be manufactured using an enhanced version of TSMC 3-nanometer technology. The upcoming enhancements in performance and energy efficiency for the iPhone 17 Pro series are expected to surpass those of the A18 series, although not to the same extent as what would be achieved with a transition to 2-nanometer technology. Nevertheless, any improvements in energy efficiency could suggest an even more advanced battery than what we have experienced with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. While the anticipated increase in performance may lead to a higher operating temperature for the CPU, Apple appears to have proactively addressed this concern. The introduction of a vapor chamber cooling system, which utilizes liquid within a copper pipe to dissipate heat from the device's critical components, is likely to be featured in the iPhone 17 Pro variants, potentially mitigating overheating issues. It is worth noting that the iPhone 17 Pro Max is not expected to include the C1 modem introduced with the iPhone 16e. This component is anticipated to be exclusive to the iPhone 17 Air. However, the Wi-Fi chip in the iPhone 17 Pro Max is expected to be a new design developed by Apple, marking a significant advancement in the connectivity options for the iPhone lineup. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more tech news. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.